Okay, so good morning everyone, and let's come back to our online class. And today, Tuesday, right? It is the next day that we are going to continue our studying. However, everyone, as I mentioned to you since yesterday, that we are going to have final examination soon. So I hope that you are going to recognize well about your examination day, and especially you are going to be ready for your learning or reviewing lessons in order to do your final examination, right? Okay. So today is Tuesday. So on Tuesday we are going to study in two sessions as the normal day or the same day since yesterday. However, it is going to be the opposite from yesterday. So yesterday we have studied right about Hangout 6 and Listening Space 3. So today we are going to change. We are going to study about Listening Space 3 and then Hangout 6, right? Okay. So everyone, please open your Listening Space 3 books on page 72 and 73 altogether. Today we are going to finish, okay, our unit 10, okay. All right, so in our unit 10 today we are going to move on with the close-up listening on page 72. So in close-up listening you are going to see the information in here, right? So in section A, I mean that listens fill in the information, so that's why you are going to see the information here, and this information will be completing according to your listening to the audio. However, in order to know it clearly, A1, don't waste any time, so please enjoy your listening.
Close-up listening.
My big brother loves history. He volunteers at the museum on weekends, and he's been learning a lot about the history of ancient cultures. At first, I wondered how my brother could find that stuff so interesting. It seemed so boring to me. But then I took a trip to the museum myself. I saw all the interesting exhibits about ancient cultures. As I walked through halls that were filled with ancient art and treasures, I began to wonder about whom they once belonged to and the kinds of lives those people lived. Pretty soon, I became a fan like my brother. I even asked if I could volunteer at the museum with him. I'm a bit too young now, but I'll be able to in a few years.
Very good job, right? So after you finish listening, so now you might already know about the answer about each number, right? So number one of this competition and the information, what is it? Number one, A1. Very good, right? So number one here is talking about the word history, right? And after number one, it is going to move on with number two. What is it? A1. Very good, right? Weekend, okay. And after the word weekends, number three, what is the answer of number 3A1? Great job, right? So number three is interesting, okay. And after number three, it will be moving with number four. So number four, what is it? Number 4A1? Very good, right? Museum, okay. All right. And then number five, what is the letter of number five here? A1, right? Okay, fan, okay. And after number 5, it moves on to number 6. What is it? A1, number 6. Okay, nice. I'm too young. Okay, I'm too young to volunteer. So this is the word that are going to be mentioned here, right? Okay. So right now we have already known about the answer of section A. So let's move to section B altogether. The section B, listen again, fill in the blanks. So in here, likely invitation letter or the word or the speech. There's somebody need to speak it out, okay, but however it is going to be missing some points, so the missing point will be the one or the thing that you are going to complete in here. So right now I so starting from number 1 until number 12, and in order to know clearly about this answer we have to listen again, right? So don't waste any time. Let's listen to this audio again. Let's start.
Close-up listening.
My big brother loves history. He volunteers at the museum on weekends, and he's been learning a lot about the history of ancient cultures. At first, I wondered how my brother could find that stuff so interesting. It seemed so boring to me. But then I took a trip to the museum myself. I saw all the interesting exhibits about ancient cultures. As I walked through halls that were filled with ancient art and treasures, I began to wonder about whom they once belonged to and the kinds of lives those people lived. Pretty soon, I became a fan like my brother. I even asked if I could volunteer at the museum with him. I'm a bit too young now, but I'll be able to in a few years.
Great job, right? So after you listen to this one again, I believe that you might already know about the answer because every answer had been mentioned in the listening. So that's why you have known everything according to you listening to the audio, right? Okay. So right now, let's move to number one. What is it? Number one, A1. Very good, right? So number one is the word history. Okay. And after number one, it move on with number two. What is it? A1. Great job, right? So number two is volunteer. Okay, volunteers. Okay, and after the word volunteers, number three, what is the word? Is it given at the museums on weekends, and he's been learning a lot about history, the history of. Very good job, right? Of ancient. Okay, of ancient. All right. Ancient cultures. At first, correct, right? I wondered. Okay, I wondered. Okay, how my brother could find that stuff. So what I want. Very good, right? So interesting. Okay, so interesting. Right. Okay, and then it seemed so boring to me, but then I took a trip to the what I want. Very good, right? To the museum. Okay, I took a trip to the museum. Okay, I saw all the interesting what I want exhibit. Very good, right? Exhibit. Okay. Okay. All right. Exhibit. Exhibits about ancient what I want, ancient cultures. Great job, right? So these are the words that you are written here. Ancient culture, number 8, right? And then number 9. What is the word number 9? A1. Very good, right? Number 9 is the word treasures. Okay, so there are many things in the museums. And after number 9, it will be more with number 10. What is it? The word number 10 is 1. Right. Okay, number 10 is the word wonder. Okay, and after number 10, it move on with number 11. What is it? 11. Very good, right? Number 11 is loves. Okay, and then number 12. What is number 12 completing? Right, it is same in asking here. So it is the word young. Okay, it is the word young. Right. So in here are the words that we are going to complete the sentence in order to listen to the audio. If we don't listen to the audio, we might not know the answer clearly, right? So that's why listening to the audio, and then we are going to think about the answer. So it will be showing you in the audio. Okay, right. So right now, let's move to the next point that we are going to study about checkpoint. So checkpoint have A, B, and C. So letter A, listen, write the letter that best describes each picture. So you will see it, you will heard, okay? You will hear each sentence start from sentence A, B, C, and D, and then you are going to think which one is going to be mentioned first or the first mentioned, right? From number 1 to number 4, okay? Right, so right now, don't waste too much time, so let's start your listening.
Checkpoint A. Listen. Write the letter that best describes each picture.
A. We are looking at dinosaur bones at the museum. This was one of the most dangerous dinosaurs. B. This exhibit shows old farming tools. There are also photos of people from that time. C. There is a large crowd at the museum today. A famous new exhibit has just arrived. D. This is an exhibit about ancient Egypt. Much of the art and treasure was found in impressive pyramids.
Very good job, right? So after you finish listening, I believe that you might already know about the answer of each picture. So picture number 1, what letter is going to be mentioned in picture number 1, everyone? Very good, right? So picture number 1, the answer is letter D, okay? And then picture number 2, what letter is it, everyone? Very good, right? Letter A. And after number 2, number 3, what letter is it? Very good, right? Letter C, and then the last one or the one that did not mention in here is letter B, right? Okay. So after you finish about section A and checkpoint A, we are going to move on with checkpoint B. So checkpoint B, listen, choose the unnatural or incorrect dialogue. Okay. So in here, if you see 4 dialogues, or if you have listened to the 4 dialogues, and then you are going to take one dialogue out, that one dialogue is not the correct dialogue along. Okay, according to the 3 dialogue is talking about, right? Okay. So A1, don't waste my time right now. I think you want to listen to the audio about this one. So let's start your listening to the audio.
Checkpoint B. Listen. Choose the unnatural or incorrect dialogue. Number 1.
Could you tell me how to get to the market?
Sure. Just walk down this road. It's on the left.
Number 2.
I wonder how many people will come to the party.
I think more than 10 people will be there.
Number 3.
We're going on a field trip today.
Those old gold rings must be very expensive.
Number 4.
These cave paintings are pretty impressive.
Cavemen were talented artists.
Very good job, right? So after you finish your listening to the audio, I believe that you might know the answer clearly from dialogue 1 to dialogue 4. So which one is the incorrect dialogue, A1? Very good job, right? So the incorrect dialogue in here is number 3, right? That is the incorrect dialogue, okay? Right, so the next one, you are going to move on with checkpoint C. So checkpoint C, listen, choose the best answer for each question. So in here, we listen to another script, and then we are going to choose the best answer according to the listening to the audio, right? Okay, so we have 2 questions, and each question consisting with 4 answers. So right now, one, don't waste any time. I would like you to have a short listening.
Checkpoint C. Listen. Choose the best answer for each question.
Many people know of King Tut. He is perhaps one of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs. But do you know of the curse on King Tut's tomb? When it was discovered in 1923, Tut's tomb was filled with golden treasure and important cultural objects, and King Tut's mummy, of course. It was a great find for history, and Tut's treasure can be seen in museums today. However, several of the people who worked to discover Tut's tomb died shortly after its discovery. Some say it was because of a curse.
Very good, right? So after you finish your listening, I believe that you might know the answer already, right? So the question number 1 is that what was found in King Tut's tomb in 1923? What is it, A1? Number 1, A, B, C, D, A1. Very good job, right? So number 1 is letter D, right? And after number 1, number 2, why do some people think the tomb is cursed? A, B, C, D, A1. Very good, right? So the answer is letter B, right? Okay, so A1 right now we have already end up our unit 10 and listening by 3, and I hope that you are going to be recognized well and especially improve your listening as well to the audio, right? So right now I think it's time, so you can have a short break. Let's break time.